Hello folks, so this is this introduction chapter for shell scripting. Let's get started. Prerequisites. So you might be thinking whether I'm the right person to do this course or not. So here's the thing. If you have a Linux or Unix machine installed in any of your machines and you can run certain Unix commands over there, you are at the right place. And now, before knowing what is shell scripting, we should understand why anyone should learn shell scripting. So if you are a developer, if you are a student, you are a network engineer, a tester, an architect, a system administrator, or a database administrator, anyone, whoever has to come in contact with Unix or Linux operating system at any time, this course is for them. If in your daily life you have to run certain commands very frequently and those commands are in same sequence, shell scripting gives you a way to put them into a program and run them as per your wish, and you can modify them as per your requirement changes. So if you belong to any of those people, you have to learn shell scripting. Now, what is shell scripting? So to understand what is shell scripting, we have to know what are the components of a Linux or Unix system. So this is the easiest diagram which I could get from internet. In any system, hardware is at the core. So whatever is being executed is done at the register level, the CPUs, processor, everything. But these are all controlled by the kernel or the operating system. So you can see the outer circle of hardware is kernel. And then there is a shell. Why a shell is required? So you can see left hand side there is a user, right hand side there is a command prompt or an application which needs to execute something in this operating system. So to run those commands, we have to go through shell. So shell is the one which takes the Unix command and process it in the operating system level. So all the Unix commands are actually the shell commands. To understand it a little bit further, let us see stages of a command inside a shell. So you can see this is a timeline of a command. When we run a certain command in Unix operating system, this is the timeline. You can see at the top is the user space, in the middle there is a shell, and at bottom it's the kernel or the operating system. So starting, you can see this shell is sleeping mode, and then when user inputs a command, it wakes up, it scans that, it does the path evaluation, it checks what are the arguments, if there is any variables that have to be evaluated, and then it sends them to the kernel or the bottom space, you can see, where the command is executed. Until then, the shell keeps on waiting, and when the command is executed, the output is displayed to the user space again. So it might be the output which displayed on the command prompt of your machine. Until then, the shell keeps on waiting, so you cannot run any other command. And once the output is displayed, shell again goes to sleep, and you will be given another prompt where you can run a command. So this is all about the introduction part. Now, as I promised, we will be how we are going to learn the shell scripting in this course. There will be almost 10% of theory of different concepts, then around 40% of hands-on, and then I will be giving certain exercises for which solution will be given either in the same chapter or into the beginning of the next chapter. So all these chapters would be of around 5 to 10 minutes. Thank you, folks.